What is up, Yankee fans? I'm Ryan Garcia. This is Chris Drew, and we are talking about the Yankees right here on Fireside Yankees. After their 6-1 win over the Baltimore Orioles, they take the final series of the year. They get up to 93 wins on the season. They are just one win shy of where they were in 2024. And given the context of what they've lost from 24, given the context of the amount of young rookie starters, we'll talk about Cam Schlittler today, and the amount of unlikely heroes that have stepped up for the Yankees this year. We kind of saw it on full display today. We've seen it on full display this series. Chris, after that 6-1 win, Yankees are going into their final game of the season, likely tied for the division unless the Rays pull off something crazy in this game to turn the tide. How are you feeling, and how are you doing in general, man?
Really good, man. Saturdays are always great. This was, you said it right when we got on stream, just a workmanlike win. It was to it. Get to business, early lead, take care of it. What do they hold the record for most first inning home runs?
Yes, 49.
So they got after it. Aaron Judge is ridiculously dialed in. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but a good drama-free win on a Saturday. You get to kind of sit back, relax, and watch the sport rather than being on nails. And of course, playing before the Blue Jays, I think is a good thing. Get it done, and now we can focus on the Blue Jays game. But I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. We talked about this before, after the stream. I said I wanted Yankees to win, my little brother's football team to win, and your little brother's baseball team to win. My little brother's football team, they win 41-14 in the morning.
Yeah.
One of my little brothers picked up a fumble. It was just great stuff. I don't know how it went on your end, but that's 2-0.
Little brother wasn't feeling well, man, so he missed the game today.
Well, hey, I'll say that's 2-0 and no contest on the other hand.
No contest.
We'll take that. We'll take that. Hope he feels better. But I'm having a really good day. And, it's a really good day when Cam Schlittler's on the bump. The coffee tastes a little better. Water's a little cooler, a little crisper. The wind's a little nicer. And he delivered an absolute gem today. 7 innings pitched, shutout baseball, struck out 9 batters. I just walked away impressed with how far he's come as a pitcher while developing in the big leagues. He isn't a finished product. This is not 100% on the progress bar, kind of go rip and you draw conclusions of him. Now it's still a work in progress, still a guy who's getting better. But he just looked so good today, commanding the fastball, throwing 2 versions of his cutter, one more of that hard cutter, another more of a slidery cutter. The curveball was great. I mean, Chris, what did you see from what I think is probably our favorite prospect of the year?
Yeah, no, pounded the strike zone, and it's effortless power. He was carrying 99 into the 7th inning. He was fantastic all the way around. And I wanted to ask you a general question that I've been kind of sitting on for a little bit. Is his fastball performance outperforming his shape? Because his fastball looks unhittable sometimes, man. Like ridiculously unhittable.
I think the shape with the Yankees has gotten better because it's 16 inches of ride, which is pretty average from that release height. Also, you have to think his arm angle is a little bit weird considering how tall he is. It's a slightly deceptive release. Batters have talked about, and Schlittler himself has talked about how his release plays into the fastball. But it's solid shape with really good velo. And that's something that should result in a lot of swings and misses. And I am just so impressed, too, because he's throwing it so much and he's getting these kinds of results. It's really shocking to see someone throw a lot of fastballs, especially a rookie, and have a lot of success doing that in the big leagues.
Blowing guys away, Ryan. Swings are so late. We're talking about no chance swings. And it's bizarre. I'm about to pull up his swings and misses. I know we had, I believe, 8 going into the 7th inning. But some of the swings and the foul tips, they look like no chance swings to me, Ryan. So I'm really impressed with him. He's workmanlike. He doesn't get amped up. It's just in the office, throw a ton of strikes.
Yep.
My stuff is good enough. And I keep going back to this. I think this is what excites me the most about Cam Schlittler. Cam Schlittler became a strikeout guy at Northeastern, Ryan. He wasn't throwing hard at Northeastern. He was throwing 91, 92 at Northeastern. That is what he was doing. And he figured out a way to be a strikeout guy at that velo. And then all of a sudden, the thing that he didn't have, he got in bunches. Again, 3 weeks before he came up, he was sitting 95. And he was getting strikeouts as a 95-mile-per-hour guy. So he had to figure out how to be a strikeout guy and how to set up hitters. And then the velo kick-up came. And he's applying the stuff that he learned before throwing that hard to now, the pitchability to that kind of velo. His stuff is really good. It plays. He was hitting corners today again. It was just fantastic. And a fantastic rookie season for a guy that maybe across the MLB is not talked about enough. If we want to talk about rookies, I say whatever you want about his age. He's been better than Jacob Mizorowski this year. He's been better than Chase Burns this year. I mean, he's been better than just about everybody. I mean, at one point, Parker Messick came up and it was like people were excited about him. He's been better than all three of those guys, kind of by a wide margin. And what a great start to go out on. And now you're set up to, if it is a wild card team, set up to go game through the wild card. And I feel very, very comfortable and confident. Great job, Matt Blake. Great job, Kim. What a great season, A++. And I'm trying not to do it because we have obviously the postseason coming up. But the rotation next year looks absolutely disgustingly filthy. I don't know what to do.
I agree. They have a lot of depth. They have a lot of guys you can trust. It's a lot of homegrown talent. There's a combination of, guys you paid for, Cole, Fried, Rodon, combination of guys who aren't going to cost you a lot towards the luxury tax. Schmidt is on the injured list, of course, but he's not going to cost you a lot. Warren is pre-arbitration. Schlittler is pre-arbitration. Heel, I believe, is still pre-arbitration or will be in year one of our point is he's not going to be very expensive. You have a good blend of expensive and not expensive. And the non-expensive lets you have the expensive, if that makes sense. And something we talk about with pitching is, the ability to kind of like what are outlier tools or just with prospects in general, outlier tools. Schlittler has outlier velocity, and the shapes have gotten better on his fastball. The shapes on everything else have always been pretty good. Cutter, sweeper, curveball, all those sweepers kind of become a pitch he's logged or taken out of his repertoire. The sinker shape isn't great, but it's a velo pitch and it's just different. It moves arm side more than anything else in his repertoire. He's a pitcher who I get, again, like he just needs to, if he's going to add to his arsenal, it doesn't need to be dominant pitches. It just needs to be different looks. That's really where we're at with Schlittler. We saw a variance in cutter shape, which I thought was awesome to see, like really him manipulating it. Yeah, like you got some of the slower cutters, which I say slower, they're still 87, 88. Good horizontal, a little more depth. And then you have the firmer, like 93, 94, 95. We saw a 96 mile per hour cutter today. Yeah. And those had more loft, less exaggerated glove side movement, but still moving to the glove side. The curveball shape is really good. It really, like, he was throwing 5 different shapes today. I don't know if I'd say 5 different pitches, but certainly 5 different shapes today against this Oriole lineup. And he faced them last week, so they had the book on him. They've seen him a week ago. He's the last team he's seen was them, and he shoved. I thought he was even better. And he was really good in that start as well. So, Chris, among starters, rookie starters this year who have thrown 70 or more innings pitched, first off, they're only 19, which is crazy. Now, Schlittler becomes number 20, but that's crazy to think about.
That is crazy.
Do you want to know how many have a lower ERA?
I mean, there's got to be none. He's got the best.
It's one. Cade Horton.
There's
just one. 2, because he has a 2.53.
Okay, who?
Cade Horton. That's it.
Okay, just Horton. Okay, makes sense.
Everyone else. So in the American League, he's 1. In baseball, he's 2. If you want to look at like underlyings, I know that the underlyings for Schlittler suggest his ERA, he isn't pitching as good as his ERA would suggest, but even in terms of like FIP, he'd be top 3. He'd actually be better than both. He'd be still best in the AL. Look at expected FIP. Pretty sure it's best. Yeah, sorry, it's second best in the AL, second best in baseball. Like he's been, by all measures, a top 2 American League rookie or top 2 pitcher, rookie pitcher in Major League Baseball. He's been really good. I've been very impressed. The results are good. The underlyings are pretty good. And I just think he's going to get better. He has gotten better throughout the year. Like it's a progress thing. He looked like a rookie 5 starts into his career. He's looked like a frontline starter after that point.
He's got presence, man. I know there's not really numbers for that, but he's got big time presence up there too. Like huge presence.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's the fact that he trusts his fastball so much and the fact his fastball performs so well. Like I need people to understand we're in an age of pitching. We're in the year of the mix. Pitchers throw more pitches on average than they ever have in the StatCast year. It's the year.
That was a great article, bro. We read the same article, I think.
Yeah. Year of the mix, guys. Organizations are trying to keep guys from overthrowing their fastball. Don't throw it more than 50% of the time. Don't overly rely on it, et cetera, et cetera. Cam Schlittler is leaning on his fastball a lot. And I don't believe that's how he's going to pitch in 2026. I'm not saying his fastball won't be his primary pitch. It will be. But I don't think we're going to see as many 65+% usage starts on the fastball. And he's still pitching great. He's still incredible. He's still awesome. He's still everything you kind of need him to be in order for the Yankees to go on a run this postseason. Whether it's through the wild card, whether it's through getting a bye, that remains to be seen. But the Yankees with Cam Schlittler, they've gotten everything they could possibly ask for from their rookie starter this year. And him and Warren, I think, have provided more than you could ask for from rookies as a duo this year.
Yeah, Michael K talked about it on the broadcast today. Rodon, Fried, Warren, 100 starts.
Yeah.
That's really incredible,
Winning
especially
formula.
when we know how expensive innings are. I mean, if you look at some teams across like the Mets, like innings are expensive, like they're hard to come by. And for Cam, for him to keep developing. And the thing is, like, we know, I don't know how you feel about him, but I feel like I know that he's pretty far from being a finished product.
I would agree.
And
he's got a lot to work on still.
Even far away from being a finished product, we get outings like this. That should terrify and be talked about way more. And then the other part of it is, and we don't have to go into too much of a talk about this. Curious, do you want to see the splitter next year? Like we know it's in the treasure chest. Do you want to see it next year or no?
If he finds a just off-speed shape, so I'll leave it more general, change-up splitter, whatever it ends up being. I'm going to leave it as a general, like, off-speed. If the shape is okay, but the command is there, all I need to know is that he has feel of it.
Okay.
I think his stuff is so good that the shape will just fit in with everything else he throws.
Mm-hmm.
He throws, he's got, like, let's say the changeup grades out as a 50 grade changeup, but he has feel for it, or even a 40 grade changeup, but he has feel for it. He will get outs with that pitch. So I do want to see him try it. I want to see him see if he can find it. I don't think you have anything to lose by trying to learn it in the offseason and in spring training. Maybe it doesn't pan out and he has to ditch it in the regular season, but in the offseason, in spring training, this is the time where you want to work on these things.
Bingo. And like, because he came up when he came up, there was really no time to play around with anything. It was like, all right, like let's get to it. He threw the sweeper a little bit early on when he got called up. We didn't really see it too much after that, which is fair and okay. It wasn't one of his get out pitches. So geez, Tampa Bay just stranded 3 base runners. Bases loaded, brutal. Anyway, want to stick with Cam. I'm just excited for him to have a full offseason with Matt Blake in that ring of pitchers, like with the Rodons, with the Coles, with the Frieds. Like, I'm excited for him to spend more and more time with them because we're seeing it. The more time he's spending with now, the better it's been, and the more data we're getting on him. So I'm excited about Cam, and it's wild, man. Like, a guy who a couple months ago was in Double-A is now going to start game 3 of a wild card if this is a wild card team, and I'm going to feel really, really good about it, and not a lot of teams can say that.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, again, you found your 3-starter in your farm system, and he was in Double-A, as you mentioned, to start the year. It's something I want to point out. Him and Clark Schmidt both made 14 starts this year. So essentially, Schlittler replaced Schmidt. I mean, that's what the transaction was. When he was placed in the IL, Schlittler came up. Schlittler and Schmidt combined for 151 2/3 innings of a 3.15 ERA.
Love it.
So Schmidt, wherever Schlittler picked up what Schmidt left off, and he was a little better in the ERA department. Just incredible. I'm just really, again, very happy with his year. Any final notes you want to add before we talk?
Just really excited for Cam in the future. And I can't believe that we could end up being blessed enough to get Cole, Fried, Rodon, Cam like that. That's an incredible 4.
Yeah, I want to highlight one thing. This is a great because they both have the S.H. Schlittler. Like, that's just a combination.
Schlittler.
The Yankees from their SHs, from their don't finish the last part. You don't, because if you slip up, you're gonna pull a Ryan Rocco, and suddenly I gotta change the age restriction on this video. But in all seriousness, like, Cam Schlittler, hats off. Thank you for what he's like. Just the Yankees are just grateful that this guy did what he did this year. Now we do have some things we have to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz Chisholm exits the game after being hit on the forearm. Now, x-rays were done. They came back negative. He is going to undergo a CT scan. We will wait for further updates from there. Giancarlo Stanton got hit in the foot with a foul ball, but I don't think he's hurt. There was nothing. He was pulled from the game as a pinch runner, and it's a logical spot to pull him. Not too worried about that one. Where are you at with the Jazz thing? Because I think I'm not as worried, but I'm still like, good they took him out of the game.
Yeah, no, honestly, when I saw it live, I didn't have too much concern. I've been hit there before, obviously not by a 96-mile-per-hour pitch, but I've been hit there before. It sends like shots and shots of pain. And so that checks out. And obviously Jazz isn't the biggest guy, and that's an uncomfortable spot to get hit. And when he came over, he's probably having a tough time closing that hand. I didn't think he broke anything. When I saw the replay, I was worried for a quick sec, because as the replay's in super slow-mo, it looked like it got higher than right here. But then as the replay finished, you saw that it was kind of on the meaty part. So not super worried about it, just kind of fingers crossed. Every time you see a guy get hurt kind of in this, or get, hit somewhere this late in the year, you really worry, because for this offense to remain this offense, you need Jazz Chisholm in the lineup and feeling good, right? Now, obviously, point of season, bumps and bruises. You know, the broadcast kind of alluded to this kind of being a thing after Cam hit 2 batters in 1 inning. The last thing you want is for someone to get, hit up and in. I don't think it was intentional, and I'm 100% okay with Caballero coming into that spot. In fact, as soon as he got hit, my first reaction was get Caballero out there. Just get him out there, because it's 2 kind of scarier incidences with Jazz in that game, and I just don't want to test the luck gods for a 3rd time. So I think he'll be okay. I hope he'll be okay. And then the same with Giancarlo. And honestly, the best version of Giancarlo doesn't even need that big toe, because the best version that we want from Giancarlo is going to hit the ball out of the park and limp around the bases anyway. So.
Yeah, and one thing I want to note about the Jazz Chisholm injury, I think what scares fans is last year, Rizzo in the final series of the year was hit in the hand with a pitch, broke his fingers, and was out into the championship series. Now, fortunately for the Yankees, they only had to play an ALDS. And I would also say, I think Jazz would be a bigger loss than Rizzo was relative to just how good they are as baseball players.
Bingo.
I know that the depth at first was worse than the depth we have at second, but Jazz is just a better player. But I think that's where, you kind of get a little scared. Similar situation, similar spots. Guy goes down with an injury. Jazz, hopefully it's just a pain thing. I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't play tomorrow. I know they have a lot to play for tomorrow, but, Bradish is a pretty even splits guy. And in some cases, he's actually a little worse against righties and lefties. It kind of depends. I wouldn't be stunned to see him out of the lineup. But, again, I think it was precautionary. You're up 6-0. There is nothing to gain from him playing the rest of that game, unless you are convinced you're about to blow that baseball game, which I don't think you operate with the mindset that we're going to blow a 6-run lead against the Orioles.
No, and at the time, the Orioles look entirely outmatched, dog. They just looked so lost in the box.
Yeah, and, again, the Yankees hadn't dispensed their A bullpen. It wasn't like, or it wasn't like the Orioles looked like they were on the verge of, cracking the Yankee pitching staff. It was just kind of all right,
there was no traffic for Cam. Cam wasn't working through traffic. He had 1 inning where it was a little bit nails, but other than that, it was door open, door closed, pretty repeatedly.
Yeah, and again, hopefully it's nothing crazy. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully we can kind of look at this as a footnote, kind of like the time that he had that double knee contusion and came out of the game and was right back in the line the next day against
which that scared me more than this does.
Yeah, because there was a play that was referenced that occurred that we didn't know of that caused a separate injury. Then the one we did know of caused that injury. So,
I think we saw the knee issue last year for Jazz.
Yes.
So that's why that one worries me. Knees worry me, and also I'm a football guy, so whenever you see that knee pop up in any availability or report, it's concern.
Yeah, especially for a guy who's very rangy, speedster, relies on his ability to run. That would be way scarier. Forearm. Again, hopefully it's a pain tolerance thing. That's what I'm hoping for at this point in time. But we'll get more updates and we'll kind of get a better view of it, I imagine, in the next 24 hours. Now, going on to some positives and sticking, I guess, with Stanton as well here. Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton left their footprints on today's game. Aaron Judge picked up a 2 RBI single alongside a home run in the first inning. Giancarlo Stanton picked up a home run in the second inning. These 2 guys are the Bash brothers. That's what they are. They hit home runs. They are, I believe, I think they're inside the top 10 for home run duos or game times the duo is homered together in the same game. Chris, these guys are red hot at the right time. How do you feel about them going to October right now?
Exceptional. Aaron's seeing the ball so well. It looks like he's solved hitting. It's an unbelievable clip and the early damage. And when he decides to turn and pull one, it is so incredible. So incredible. And I texted you after the loud out that he made, where first of all, the first hit was a tank job. Off the bat, you knew it. The sound, you knew it. The second one that Aaron had on the first pitch, he swung the bat harder and hit the ball harder. The xERA on that out was 970. We're talking about someone who is seeing the ball at an incredible clip. And then the third at bat was probably the most impressive because he got thrown to open up the at bat, got thrown 4 balls, and the count was 2-2. That can't happen. Obviously, Boone got ejected. And then he shortened up a little bit, swung the bat slightly less hard, and ripped a 2-run single. I don't know how they scored it. Single and then advanced on the run. I mean, he's hitting the ball at an extremely high clip. He looks so dialed in. It certainly feels like what happened last postseason is not going to happen this postseason. And he's either going to be on base or he's going to be hitting home runs. We are hitting a point where I think 3 weeks ago, you and I got on here and said the MVP is his to lose. And he goes on a ridiculous tear. I believe he's hitting 400 the last 16 games.
Yeah, and something I want to shout out here when it comes to Aaron Judge. Look, I keep saying, like, if the narrative is going to become for the MVP that Cal Raleigh is more indispensable than Aaron Judge to his own team, I just disagree. It's not that the Yankee offense isn't good, but it's that if this team finds a way to win the division, which we'll find out in the next 24 hours as well, the Yankees, or I guess every game starts at 3. We'll find out in the next 48 hours is the best way to put it. 48. You get my point.
Yeah,
Yankees,
soon.
Yeah, I was like doing math in like 2 days from now. What? The Yankees needed Aaron Judge to do what Aaron Judge has done, which has been just an ungodly hitter. An OPS north of like 1,200, I think 1,300 over this September stretch. The home runs, the way he's decided, like how many home runs he hit to give the Yankees a lead in this month. He has been everything they need and more. And he's the best player in baseball. He has just eclipsed the 10 WAR mark, 10.1 WAR on Fangraphs, 205 WRC plus. He's having a year that's 1 percentage point worse than his 2022 season in terms of WRC plus. So, I mean, hats off to him, man. This is one of the best years I've ever seen in my life, and it's like his 3rd best season ever.
This is the most home runs by an MLB batting champion in the history of the sport.
I think it's fair to say it's more impressive to have the most home runs for a batting champion, like in terms of like impact to a team, than it is to have the most home runs as a catcher. I think the first, like what Judge is doing, because high average means high OBP, means high slug, like automatically.
Yeah.
High home run rate means high slug. Like Aaron Judge is doing something we've never seen in our lives.
Bro, what do they say his slugging is over this stretch? It's over, it's higher than most of the league's OPS.
I mean, I think he might flirt with putting up a slugging percentage higher than the league OPS. Oh, it's 687. He's not going to get there. He's not going to get there.
I guess recently, I think during this stretch that he's been on, his OPS or his slugging is over 1,000.
I will check his September stats right now and give you immediate feedback on what his slug is. Yeah, he's slugging 767. That's way higher than the league average OPS. And that's not accounting today, of course.
So accounting today, it's 792.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, that's higher than like the average OPS during during the juice ball era. But I also have to add 766 is also higher than the average OPS during like the 2019 juice ball, everyone's hitting home runs era. He's just incredible, guys. He's just that good. He's the MVP.
And here's the thing. My stance is, if it is close MVP wise, then you can account for the catching thing. You cannot use the catching thing to make it close, right?
Yeah.
Right now, it's not close.
Right now, Aaron Judge leads. So the margin of error for WAR is like 1 win. Like it goes 1 win either way. Judge is at 1 win. Is 1 win higher than Raleigh is entering the Seattle game tonight? Here's what I would say. Aaron Judge, if your argument for MVP is, well, Aaron Judge is like the margin for error is like on the border for Raleigh, and then every other WAR metric suggests Judge is significantly better. Every offensive metric suggests Judge is significantly better. But my argument hinges on the fact that 1 wins above replacement could be slightly inaccurate. It could be. Like the idea that it could be a miscalculation or not correctly accounting for player value. What I know is that Aaron Judge has been better. That's what I know. And that's the case for MVP. He's the better player. He's incredible. He's talking about win probability added yesterday. How big was that single? Like the Yankees were winning, what, 3-0, 4-0, I believe? No, 3-0.
3-0. And that allows you to go to the B team relievers. And that
allows you to let Schlittler kind of go.
Yeah.
Does Schlittler get the 7th inning if it's a 3-1 ball game? I'm not sure.
No, I think he might actually. You question it, but I think he might because he looks so dominant.
But you question it.
Right.
That means one of two things. As you mentioned, no Paul Blackburn to kind of end the game and save your bullpen for tomorrow, which is a big game for the Yankees. And you have Luis Heel pitching, so that's not that you're going to need to use your bullpen. That simple. That one swing changes the entire pitching plan. Everything. Because it goes from all the Orioles have to do is kind of put 2 guys on and hit a home run, which they had situations where they put Schlittler in a jam.
Bingo.
Versus they're going to have to load the bases, hit a grand slam, and then hit another home run or bring another run. Like they're going to have to score a lot. They're going to have to kind of get the ball flying immediately to win this baseball game.
And he did it when the at-bat was out of his control entirely.
He was down 1-2 after 3 straight balls. I think that's crazy. Trailing in the count after 3 great takes. Again, like, and another thing that's tough in that too is you're also playing in a situation where, every team in Major League Baseball doesn't want to pitch to Aaron Judge. He got one pitch to hit, and he hit it. Whenever you give Aaron Judge a pitch to hit, he's going to hit it. It's that simple. When guys, everyone's like, well, he gets so many of these pitches over the plate. He's a meatball merchant. Like, he's going to take and spit at everything you don't throw that's a hittable pitch.
Bingo.
And he'll foul it off. He'll fight it off. He can even shoot it to the gaps. But when you throw that mistake, he will punish it every single time. Wolfram threw one hittable pitch, and he crushed it up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that simple.
And that was his slowest swing of his 3 hits, and it still was a bullet, by the way. You know what I was hoping for, Ryan, though, is he's coming up to the plate with the bases loaded? I was hoping they threw the force up and just sent him to first.
That would have been the ultimate, MVP. You must give him the MVP at that point in time.
Because I've only ever seen it done one other time, and it was to Bonds.
And
I was
also
hoping we got the 4, go to first. We don't care. And honestly, that would have been more effective. That would have been better for them to do.
Well, I mean, Wolfram effectively walked the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfram was not going to give in until he
2-2.
Absolutely had to. Yeah, also, I would say he missed. He clearly didn't want to throw it there. Like, he missed. He missed. But again, he was effectively willing to put in the umpire's hands of, are going to call the pitches correctly or not? Because if you do, I'm walking this guy.
Yeah.
So again, it's just, he's the best player in baseball. He's the best player in freaking baseball. He should win the MVP. He's been the best player in this year and the most valuable.
The Stanton blast too was hilarious, dude, because it sounded like a gunshot, Ryan.
Dude, that ball, he catches it so late and just shoots it to right field like a missile. Mm-hmm. Or not even like a missile. You know what? That wasn't a missile shot. You know what that was? That was like an artillery shot. You know, like artillery. Yeah, a high arcing artillery blast. That's what that was.
I just started laughing. I couldn't help but laugh because, and this is the second time he's got him. He just gets him, man, and he's heating up and he's hitting the ball really, really hard. And for them to both homer early in a game was always incredible to watch because, those are the best brothers. Like you said, I believe they're second all time in Yankees history.
Yeah.
And homers in the same game. It's incredible. They're both heating up. And then I do want to jump ahead to one other guy, Ryan McMahon. Hey, yes. Look, man. Which one of the other guys is going to step up? And if it's MC, watch out. You talked about the dynamite he's got in his bat. The swing he put on that baseball was incredible. I think he's been swinging over a lot of baseballs recently. That's what my eyes are telling me. But he caught that one and gave it a ride. And then he also had the rip line drive as well. He looks like he's seeing the ball a little bit better. In the postseason, you're going to have to pitch to him. He's one of the other guys.
He's hitting the ball hard. He's hitting the ball hard at the Yankees. He's working his walks. He's effectively, in terms of weighted runs created plus, been the hitter he was with the Rockies this year. Mm-hmm. And, if you get what you expected, sure. That's really all I can, ask for. I wasn't going to ask for him to be, a superstar for the Yankees or anything of the sort. I think that's just a crazy expectation. But if he can get the home run ball going, I think that is, he's a guy where he should be a one swing away from kind of changing the game kind of guy. Right. And he's capable of it. He's a patient hitter. He takes his walks. I've been very happy with what I've gotten, which is just a solid third baseman capable of being, good enough to win you baseball games. He's not going to kill you. He's going to be a solid baseball player. He's your 8 or 9 hitter. I'm pretty happy with the year I've gotten from Mr. McMahon.
Well, he's a guy that if you are playing the Yankees in a playoffs setting, and your pitcher is looking for that quote-unquote mental break, and he's the mental break that you take, he can do big damage. The Yankees now have a player at every position except for shortstop that has hit 20 home runs on the year. That's unbelievable. Every position has a 20 home run hitter, dog.
That's unbelievable.
And the shortstop's at 19.
Yeah. That could change tomorrow. We'll see. But I've been the Yankees have so much power. I believe they have 272 home runs now. Mm-hmm. I said this again, we're one game away from the regular season ending. Guys, if you do not believe this is the best offense in baseball, what are we doing? What are we? You're just kind of, you just don't like your team.
I mean, I'll go a step further than that, Ryan. Now, this team, this should be everybody's team to beat in all of baseball. It's not because they've earned fairly some moments of the season where people really doubt them and don't believe in them. But if you just took the season and wrapped it up into a burrito and said, who is the team to beat? You look at offensive production, you look at the pitching staff, what they've turned into. This should be everybody's team to beat. That's how good they are. They're not going to get that tag because some of the narrative stuff with the defense, some of the base running stuff and some of the lulls they went through. But this amount of power they have, the best player in baseball. Like, this should be everybody's circle team to beat, and they're not right now. And that's fair. They've kind of earned some of that. But the way they hit the ball, the offense being where they're at, and 1, 2, and 3 feeling a lot of comfort in. If it was a different team, people would be like, we really don't want them. And that's how everybody should feel.
I think that some of the stats stick out to me as an offense, at least. And again, I understand there are pitching staff concerns that, I've actually feel more comfortable with the pitching staff that I have as of late. The Yankees have 636 walks. Next best team, 574. Home runs, 272 for the Yankees. Next best team, Los Angeles Dodgers, 240. They're just clearly better than everybody else at the power patience thing. They have a 119 WRC plus. No one is even like, no one is in their stratosphere. The next best team's 113, Seattle. They're the best offense in baseball. This is a team that can beat anybody. Runs scored, 846. Next best team, Dodgers, 814. Like, the Yankees they just score. They hit, they score, they put up runs. It's what they do best. And I'm very excited to see how this group continues to operate in the postseason. Chris, any final notes you got with Mr. McMahon here?
Well, just with McMahon and kind of this offense in total, this might be the Cashman Picasso. Like, this might be. You lose Soto at the deadline. You add bullpen and you add McMahon. The offense is unbelievable. The defense has absolutely been shored up entirely. Like, this might be the Cashman Picasso. And to kind of cement that into forever, it's going to need a World Series win. But over the course of 161 games, Ryan, I had a blast watching this team, sometimes more than others. And especially since we've done the pod, it's been exceptional to watch. So flowers to MC, because when you came over, the whole thing was like, I just want to watch you play defense. And I enjoy watching you play defense.
Yeah.
But then you put a swing on a baseball like that and then another swing, and I feel like you might be getting hot. I'm here for it. And again, just a masterclass from Cashman. And for people who are going to say, oh, he just threw money at it. He just threw money at it. He just threw money at it. There's another team in the same city that threw money at it. And it hasn't been like this.
I mean, look at the Dodgers. They threw money at their bullpen issues.
Bingo.
Fix their bullpen issues? No. It's not just about throwing money. You need to have good player development. You need a little bit of luck, granted, to stay healthy. Guys like that. Like, if you lose someone to injury, you can't really control that. But at the same time, you need to be a good organization to do this. The Yankees, again, as you mentioned, lost Soto. No Garrett Cole for the season. That was not expected. They did not have that going into the offseason. They had it going into the regular season.
Bingo.
They lose Schmidt for the rest of the year. No Heel for the first half of the year. And when he's come back, he's been compromised. It looks like he's not the same guy right now. That's part of missing time with injury.
Bingo.
All of it. And the Yankees are going to end up with at least 93 wins when last year they won 94 games. And they might end up with 94 wins if they win tomorrow. And they might end up division champions if the Blue Jays lose and the Yankees win tomorrow. All of these things to say, the Yankees were not expected to be as good as they were last year. The biggest thing I've always said was I wasn't sure. I never really thought the Yankees could be better without Juan Soto. And I'm not saying they're better without Juan Soto because I think that's going to require 15 years of analysis to look at. But the fact that they figured it out short term with all the injuries is impeccable. And Brian Cashman should be very happy with the year he's had. And tomorrow it's for all the marbles. Every game, every up, every down, every blown lead, every crazy win, every Aaron Judge home run, every great Max Fried, Cam Schlittler, Carlos Rodon start. Everything comes down to tomorrow in terms of the regular season. Will the Yankees go as a wild card team and host what is probably going to be the Boston Red Sox and or the Detroit Tigers? But you will be probably getting Scooble if you face the Tigers, so be careful what you wish for there. Or will you get the bye? And will you be the top seed in the American League like you were last year with 94 wins rolling into October? Chris, we don't know if their Jays are going to win or lose today. They're up 3-0. Their win probability is pretty high. The odds are they're going to win today. How do you feel about the division going into tomorrow? How do you feel about this team going into tomorrow?
So I feel like Toronto's going to wrap up the division. It just generally feels like that right now, especially, with the way this game is currently going. But I feel really good about this team right now. The bullpen's in a really good spot. And most importantly, Aaron Judge is in a really good spot. And Judge catching fire when he is, this feels like he's going to go on one of the more ridiculous postseason runs because he's seeing the ball so well. And all the at-bats are so fantastic right now. So I feel good about this team. I've had a blast falling in love with this team the last month of the year. And it generally feels like they are getting hot at the right time, but there's still room to grow, right? Because, like, right now, Jazz has not been scorching hot, neither has Belly. And if those guys get it going, one of those guys gets it going, you're talking about an offense that is virtually unstoppable. So I feel really good. I feel like the Yankees should be the team to beat. And at this point, I would love the division, but seeding be damned. Spot the ball, let's go. This should be the team to beat, given what we've seen here the last month. So really excited, man. And tomorrow for all the marbles, hopefully you get lucky and Toronto kind of botches one and you take care of Bradish. But all in all, I consider this regular season at least a success.
Yeah, the regular season, again, 93 wins. You may have 94 tomorrow. You might walk away with the division tomorrow. Obviously, there are some moments we're going to kind of look back on a little sad. You're going to look back pretty frustrated if the Yankees don't win the division. They're tied. Because it's like, damn, if they could have squeaked that one out of Miami. If they could have squeaked one out here or there. If the Jays
the Tampa Bay blown save, I keep going back to.
Yeah. You could go back to the head-to-head with Toronto. Like, there are going to be a lot of, like, damn, if only moments. But those damn if only moments really only matter if you don't get past the wild card round. If you don't get past the wild card round, that looms large. If you do get past the wild card round, you could argue, well, you're rotate. Not really, because if Fried pitches Tuesday, it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. He probably doesn't go Saturday, he goes Sunday. Like, I don't think that's a dramatic difference. Again, like it comes down to whether you can win the wild card round or not. And in best of 3 baseball, it's random, it's baseball. I'm not happy to play in a wild card round. I want to play no wild card rounds. I don't like variance. I don't like the idea of the chance of losing. But again, it's in their hands still. The Yankees can overcome not winning the division by winning the wild card round. And the fact that we're still here is pretty incredible. Like, I didn't think the Yankees were going to be talking about division on September 27th.
Yeah.
To go. So
things got really dire there, dog. And they've got and here's the thing, no matter what happens with the Blue Jays, the Yankees have a chance to correct every wrong. They have a chance to right every wrong.
Yes, and we say this, it's not like the J score's gone final. It's in the top of the 5th. If the Rays can do anything of the sort, the Yankees, we could end this stream and in 2 hours have the division lead. Yeah. Time will tell. We'll see how that goes. But to kind of wrap things up here, Chris, I just want to, point out for tomorrow, like, whole bullpen's ready. Doval, Hill, Bednar, Williams, Weaver, Cruz. All 6 of your guys are ready to go, and you will have an off day tomorrow, on Monday, regardless of how tomorrow's contest goes.
Yep.
So, for all the marbles, I expect Aaron Boone to look at Luis Gil, maybe not say it to him, but in his head, no, if this goes awry, we are going to get this guy out of the game. We're going to go to our bullpen. And Chandler Simpson leads off with a double. Just wanted to point that out, too.
Bingo. I'm watching it, too, man. I'm watching it, too. You know where Chandler Simpson went to school?
I did not.
Same school as Mark Teixeira.
Really?
Yes. High school or college, excuse me.
Wow.
Some of the famous alums there. Here we go. Mark Teixeira, Christian Campbell.
Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. Is that Virginia?
No. Calvin Johnson.
No, I'm bad at college. I'm bad with colleges.
I'm trying to think of who else. Amon Shumpert, Chris Bosch.
I'm so bad with college. I'm not getting at this.
He went to Georgia Tech.
Oh man, I was thinking like once you said Christian Campbell, I'm like, okay, southeast.
Yeah.
Like, what school? And I was like, it's got to be like a somewhat. It wasn't like a. I was like, it's got to be not obscure, but like
no, it's
not
it's a little obscure. It's like an obscure powerhouse.
Georgia Tech, I know of them. I was thinking, okay, teams that don't. This is weird. My brain works as like, okay, there are D1s. There are like, there are your premium D1 organizations.
Your Andes, your Wake Forest, your
right,
Tennessee,
and then you're like, all right, which is like tier, like the B tier, like the guys who are D1, but they're not like completely irrelevant. They're going to play some of those teams, but they're never going to win like a national championship or anything of the sort. Is that ball? No, that's going to be a sack fly. I was like, damn, is that going? It did not go. But yeah, I did not know that.
Well, here we go. I got a
and Chandler Simpson got thrown at third.
Oh, he did. He came up.
And Yandy's hurt.
Yeah.
Wow, that turned. So, yeah, I don't think the Rays are going to win this game. Never mind. I have zero hope. The Rays, oh, my God.
I watched Chandler Simpson in college on a fly ball. He tagged at second and scored.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah, on a sack fly. It was like an over-the-shoulder catch, and he tagged from second and scored. So, but not a very good baseball player, just like a very fast baseball player. Yeah, but anyway,
I would agree.
Still running for the Tampa Bay Rays. Doesn't look good right now. Hopefully the Yankees win tomorrow. Ryan, get us out of here.
Yep. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your night. Really thank you all for tuning in. We've got Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page under the tag Fireside Yankees. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think about the Yankees and their division chances. Share this with a friend. Subscribe. Again, join the page. We really appreciate you guys' viewership. Our Twitter accounts, I'm at Ryan Garcia ESM on Twitter. Chris is at Christopher Drew _ on Twitter. Chris with a K and an R, not a CH. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. Let's go Yankees, and peace out.